Hey, nice to see you guys again. Ooh, I'm in my gym clothes. I know you're probably like, why are you in your gym clothes? I'm gonna check myself in the mirror because. So welcome back to my channel. Nice to see you guys again. Well, nice to see my camera again. Today is a topic that was requested and was also something that was on my mind, and it's dating Christian guys / religious guys, okay? And just when you thought you were safe, the red flags you need to watch out for. So why is this a topic for today? Listen, my parents are pastors. I was definitely Christian and really religious at some point, and I got to date Christian guys, and I do feel terrible when I see Christian girls or Christian guys trying to date each other and then they break up, or just girls seeking Christian guys specifically when they're kind of non-religious or agnostic, and then they are like, whoa, this is not what I thought it was. But I just want to mention that there are good Christian guys out there. I just want to tell you guys what the red flags are, and hopefully you'll find this informative and you like the video. And before I start, please like and share and subscribe. Number one red flag where you can't miss this one. If the guy says, I'm a good guy. I know, right? Like, I'm a good guy. You heard that? I'm a good guy. Yeah. A lot of guys say that. And fuckboys say that. Fuckboys say that. That doesn't mean anything. Christian guys are just like any other guy. Okay? They're just like any other guy. They just have a belief system that kind of offers forgiveness and eternal life, and a lot of guys that are Christian take advantage of that out of the naiveness and the desperation of maybe a woman that wants a leader in their life or wants to feel found, not lost, right? So a man that tells you I'm a good man, a lot of the times, 9 times out of 10, is because he either wants something from you or he wants you to formulate an opinion about him based on what he just said. Ladies, you can't be quick to be impressed by this corny ass flattery, self-flattery rather, that he has for himself. Like, you can't get impressed by the little things that he says to you. A man's words mean a lot, and when a guy says I'm a good man and you haven't seen him actually do any good things, those are red flags. And not necessarily good things for you, but for other people. If you haven't seen it, just don't take his word up for it. Like, just don't. Just don't. So red flag number 2, it's they want you to hold them accountable for the bad decisions they make in the relationship or whatever's happening in or outside the relationship. But like, if you're involved in their life, and they want you to kind of check them when they're making a bad choice. Like, you're not their mom, okay? You're not here to baby them. And that's just corny. That's just corny, okay? Nobody wants to be with somebody that then wants to... Listen, for a person to be holding you accountable for something they did, they're literally gaslighting you to death. They are gaslighting you. They are blame shifting, and it's the most... Honestly, to me, it's my red flag. It's my red flag number 5, which is being a fucking beta. But we're not there yet. So, red flag number 3 is not really knowing who he is. If you've been dating this guy for fucking 4 months and you still don't know anything about him, run. Because a lot of them are living double lives. And a lot of, like, if it's as simple as people getting married and they're cheating on each other all the time, like, what makes you think that a person that's saying they're committed to a religion or a God that they can't actually see is really, you know, like, people are... I'm not saying that people are up to no good, okay? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that a lot of the times people that you don't really know who they are and are extremely private are hiding something. They're either embarrassed of something or they're hiding something, but they are not to be trusted. You know, if everything they say or anything that comes out of their mouth sounds like they're regurgitating words from the Bible, like dude, did you just scam Abraham and Jacob of their personality and like literally put them inside your soul and now you're just speaking their language? Like, if you ask me if that's embodiment for you, like, all right. So all I'm saying is that watch out for the guy that has this extremely private life, but who's extremely religious. Yeah, those are the kind of guys that say, I want a good woman who cook and cleans all day and just submits to me. No, submitting actually means cheats on you without any problems and cheats on you and knows that he's going to come home to a warm, hot meal. That's what it means. That's what that means. Okay? A lot of men are living in the Old Testament and not in the New Testament. Yeah, the Old Testament, you could do a whole bunch of stuff. You could have several wives and everything's all good. But see, a lot of men can't handle having 2-3 wives. Look at this world. The pain of that, because man could not get it together, has caused things to shift. Because if it worked out and it would have worked for all this time, why didn't it keep working? It just didn't. It didn't work. Things are changing. Things are shifting because people are more emotionally aware. They're more emotionally conscious. So you're not going to just treat a woman however you want just because you're a Christian guy. You want a good woman because you're a good man. No. So red flag number 4, which is the heavenly bait and switch, when this guy goes from this committed guy who's on top of his game. He's making sure he's on point. He's never... he's always up on his word. Like, he's never, ever, ever bailing on you. He's been consistent and all this stuff. And out of nowhere, things get serious and he decides to pull back. Just run away. Because those are the kind of guys that they just want to use you until you have no purpose and you don't serve the whatever purpose they had. It doesn't even matter. Like, it's like, okay, well, you know, you were good while you lasted. You're now my broken laptop. I can't use you anymore. And so that's what happens. These guys go in there, they hijack your whole life. They try to take some of your personality because a lot of them are sucking their personalities out of these Bibles to be someone with a soul, someone that's registered, someone with some structure, which is fine. But I find it attractive when a man is just really strong within. Like, he doesn't need to like constantly look outwards to find strength. And I don't think there's anything wrong with believing in a God. It's just my preference is somebody that believes in God for the right reasons, not, gets into religion because he just, wanted to clean up his image. Like, there's a lot of people that go into religion to clean up their image and to basically throw the redemption card out there, and Jesus Christ or whatever is the one that they choose the most, I believe. And again, I'm only speaking from my own experience. So another thing also that they do, the bait and switch guys, is that they are always angry during the ending of the relationship. They lie a lot and they're super judgmental. So the second you start experiencing a lot of judgment, whether it's what you are wearing and it's not even over the top at all, or if it's just what you decided to eat or watch or whatever, if they're judgmental to the point where they're using God, like a guy who's religious or Christian and he breaks up with you, he shouldn't be using God as an excuse. his relationship with God is not the same relationship he has with you. It's a relationship, but it's not the same. So he shouldn't be like, well, we're breaking up because God said. Don't nobody have visions more than a Christian dude who wants to break up with you. God, it's impressive. What else? Yeah, I think that then the last one has to be being a beta. There's some guys that just really have no backbone, and they use religion to give them a backbone. And then before you know it, they're in the church every day, every week, every other day, and then they don't have time for you. They don't have time for kids, and they're putting all their money into the church and not money into their 401k or to their they're putting no money into their goals or hobbies or into a business that maybe you mentioned that you wanted to grow, and he just completely was like, fuck that, I need to put this in the church. There's a lot of girls in church too. A lot of them are looking for a man, and a lot of them have been taught, get a man, get married, And, they go into church and they're in heat, and when they see a guy who's so committed to God, they think that that's a leader. They think that he's strong and stuff like that. So you got to also make sure that dude ain't in there all day and night because he just wants to be of service to them and not his family. Nothing is worse than a person that doesn't have his family's back or doesn't have his girls back than a person who doesn't believe in a God, because it's like, you're over here hanging out with these people and then you don't even stick up for them. Like, you're going to just leave them high and dry. Gotta watch out for that. You gotta watch out for these red flags. But there are really good Christian guys out there, and those guys are the guys that I said that don't get into the religion because they're looking for, a daddy. They go into Christianity because they feel like they could add. They feel like they are driven by this divine construction, right? It's not about, what's in it for me. They build their legacy. They build their empire. They build their kingdom here on earth, but they're not looking towards God to go over here and supplement in his life. They're looking to partner with God and build. And it should not be this whole hostile takeover, okay? I should be able to see you when I talk to you and not just the Bible, or maybe, because I hear, that's what they want. They want to be literally the spinning image of Christ, and that's fine. But I've seen people try to do that, and they have failed, But there are good Christian guys out there that are not going to lie to you. They're not going to use religion to break up with you. They're not going to marry you for 2 years and call it quits because you're not giving them threesomes. Like, literally, there's Christian guys that still are battling a lot of sexual demons and a lot of other stuff. Again, people that go to church and stuff like that, they're not angels. A lot of them aren't angels. A lot of them, they're either there because of their unangelic ways, or they're there because they feel like dying, And we just gotta be aware that Christian guys are no different than, Christian or / religious guys are no different than anybody else. So you have to do the vetting. You have to make sure that you are asking the right questions and that this guy is proven by his actions, not just his words, that he is a good man. And that's all I have for you. I hope that, any girl out there that's trying to date a Christian guy understands that if you don't really believe what he's saying, open the Bible and read it for yourself. Don't just go, oh, he's a good Christian guy, he's going to take care of me, he's going to be legit, and he's just going to... That a man that believes in God is just the best thing since sliced bread. A man is a man. He's a human being that makes a lot of choices. That makes a lot of bad choices like anybody else. And so just be aware Just be aware. Be on top of that. Make sure that you listen to those key words. I'm a good man. Or, no, you're supposed to tell me I'm not supposed to do that because we're trying to follow the word of God. Like, no. These are your choices. This is your dream, what you're trying to do. Make them check themselves on what their path is. Don't have them have you feeling some kind of way. Okay? So that's all I have to say about that. And we'll talk soon. Later.